Interrupted. Get ready for the most extra podcast known to man. The Ace and TJ Show presents the Extra Funny Podcast.
Well, this is not extra funny or funny at all, really. But DJ Casper died.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's the one that did the cha-cha slide. He created the cha-cha slide.
Oh, yeah.
Take it back now, y'all.
Two stumps now, y'all.
Stumps.
Two stumps now, y'all.
What do you think?
To the left.
I would love to know because that song has been around forever. Like as long as I can remember since high school. Whether
He's only 58.
but it seems
The
like
cha-cha slide was around when you were in high school?
I swear it was. It feels like
I don't
I don't
remember.
think so.
I don't remember it being.
I could be wrong. Here, I'm gonna look it up. I'll look it up. But what I'm saying is, my point is, it's been around forever, and it's played in country bar. It's played at a hip hop club. It's
Every
played
event.
everywhere. Every event. Like, do you think he made a lot of money off that?
This says Cha-Cha Slide came out in the
2000.
year 2000.
Not when I was in high school. That's how long. But it feels like it's been around a lot longer than that. Is my point.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's not funny. It did remind me, though, of the other famous line dance song that we've talked about so much on the show, the Cupid Shuffle. You know, the Cupid Shuffle, done by Bryson Bernard. I'm sorry, Lafayette, Louisiana's own Bryson Bernard, a.k.a. Cupid.
Yeah.
New Cupid.
Because he was on an episode years ago of what's the Voice, and Carson Daly was interviewing him. They did a whole thing before he went out and performed, and he said, I'm the Cupid Shuffle guy, and I'm trying to get out from under that. People call me a rapper. I'm not a rapper. I'm a singer. I say that right in the Cupid Shuffle. And I don't want to be the Cupid Shuffle guy anymore. I want to sing, and I want to prove that I'm actually a real singer and make it on my singing ability, and get rid of that Cupid Shuffle tag and identity. And Carson Daly goes, "All right, well that's really cool, man. So what are you going to be singing for the judges tonight?" And he goes, "I believe I'm gonna do the Cupid Shuffle."
It's like what?
Huh?
I believe I'm going to do the Cupid Shuffle.
He goes, "I know all that I just said, but it is what brought me here, and I'm more confident about that or whatever." So he goes out and he sings. None of the judges turned around because they thought he was just some guy doing a cover song of the Cupid Shuffle, and he didn't have his own voice. He just was doing an impression of Cupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And I remember CeeLo going, "Oh, man, that's you." Damn, I didn't know that. That's you.
Kelly, if I'd have known.
Yeah.
But yeah, why the Voice is built on finding a new talent, and you think, well, this guy's just trying to sound like the guy that does the Cupid Shuffle.
That song is not like a vocal
Right.
showcase
It
song.
doesn't. Yeah, you're not really digging down deeply to hit any of the notes or anything. But ever since then, how many years was that? That was at least 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Anytime the Cupid Shuffle gets mentioned on this show or around, whether we're on the radio or on a podcast or not on at all, whether we're in a van, somebody says Cupid Shuffle, somebody else is going to go, "I believe I'm going to do the Cupid Shuffle."
Do the Cupid Shuffle.
I believe I'm going to do the Cupid Shuffle.
Yeah.
That's a classic. I just need to get away from the song. I'm looking to restart my career and get away. I don't want to be known as the guy that wrote the Cupid Shuffle. So what song are you going to do? I believe I'm going to do the Cupid Shuffle. Wait a minute. Cupid? No. Cupid, no.
But I'm going to go
Don't
by
do
my
that.
real name. They want, Bryson Bernard.
Yeah.
So they don't know.
What?
I believe I'm going to do the Cupid
Yeah,
Shuffle.
so I'm not calling myself Cupid anymore, but I'm going to do the Cupid Shuffle.
Yeah. Because I do it really well.
Yeah, I do it better than anybody.
Do your
But then
dance,
again,
do your dance.
but they had to be thinking, as the judges are facing the other way, they had to be thinking, okay, who in the world would come in here and pick that song
Right.
as a cover that they're going to do? They're going to do a version of the Cupid Shuffle. So they're probably thinking this person really doesn't have what it takes, and whatever. And then they turn around and it's actually him.
That's probably the original Four Coaches, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
But then in that moment, after the moment is passed, it makes sense. It's like, well, it's too late now. I can't get him. Once the time's out, you can't go back and pick him up.
Yeah.
I think they should make a show where the coaches are real coaches, like football coaches, famous football coaches, to pick, who's the best singer.
Coaching singers?
Yeah. Or just judging the singers, maybe. But just call them, so you got, you have Nick Saban up there,
Oh gosh.
Bill Belichick.
Yeah. Tough to impress.
Yeah. Oh, God. Throw some colorful major league managers in there.
Yeah.
Like Aaron Boone, who coaches the Yankees.
That'd be crazy.
I believe I'm going to do the Cupid Shuffle.
I believe.
And they asked him to do another song. Did he do another song?
Yeah. And then they said, well, if you would have done that, we would have turned around. Because you got a good voice. Yeah, I think he may have done I want to say maybe a Bill Withers song or something. Just sang a verse of it, verse and chorus. And they said, if you would have done that, it would have been a whole lot different. You should have picked that. But I'm going to live and die with the Cupid Shuffle.
Does he walk away there like, oh, I just blew it?
I screwed that up.
I had a chance. That was my chance.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a shame.
And Carson Daly, who is basically a mannequin of emotions.
Right.
Even he was taken aback. He goes, oh, you are going to do the Cupid Shuffle?
Oh. Interesting choice.
Okay. Because you never see him taken aback by anything. He's just like stoic and
Yeah.
always professional. He's like, oh, it's almost like he said, oh, you dumbass.
Oh, what?
That's dumb as hell.
Really? Are you sure? You sure about that? You sure you wouldn't just rather go out there and, do a card trick or something?
Yeah, honestly.
'Cause that's about as much chance as you're going to have. Bless. He seemed like a sweet guy, though, the Cupid
Yeah.
guy.
No Cupid.
He was honest. Like, I need to kind of get away from this song so I can further my career. And yeah, he had like a really impassioned speech there. And he just said, I believe
And then
I'm
decided to go with the
yeah,
Cupid Shuffle.
I believe I'm going to do the Cupid Shuffle.
See, and most people would have gone, all right, I'm going to tell you this, Carson, and it's for the show, but I'm not letting anybody else involved know, that I did the Cupid Shuffle. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get out from under that.
Yeah. And CeeLo was like, that's the guy.
That's him. That's his song.
CeeLo with that big ass parrot on his shoulder.
And,
CeeLo, what in the world?
Blake Shelton still drunk ass didn't have a clue.
Cupid Shuffle. What?
But my kids used to love, well, not kids, my daughter used to love that cha-cha slide, though.
Cha-cha slide's good.
Two
Everybody can do
stumps
it.
this time.
You don't need any kind of formal training. Everybody can do it. It's fun for everybody to get
Slide
in.
to the left.
Yeah.
Don't slide to the right.
They tell you what
Yeah.
to do.
Chris
perfect.
Cross.
You've
Yeah,
never been.
crisscross.
It's been at every wedding, graduation party, whatever you go to. It's
Yeah.
like, damn, you got to do the cha-cha slide.
My wife is really good at line dances.
Really?
And she can pick them up even if they're not ones that she knows or whatever. She'll jump out there and she'll watch it for a second and then jump out there and just be able to pick it up and go.
I see the line dance on TikTok Live. You seen that? Like a lot of country bar line dancing. These people clearly have practiced or something. But and a lot of the people are very good looking and young people doing line dancing.
But there's always, or in my experience, there's always one older guy out there that is, kind of like where they say that somebody's there. Hey, he's at that church every time the door's open. But he's there line dancing every time that bar opens.
Yeah.
And he'll get out there and help the others. Like he's doing it at the same time, but he'll point before he goes. Like he's doing his thing and then he'll go, we're going this way now. And then they'll go. So there's always somebody out there that's super, super serious about it.
Yeah, that's their thing.
And that person who has rehearsed to the point of like they don't just do the dance, they're the one that instead of just doing the forward movement to wherever they do it, they'll throw a spin in there.
Yeah, add a little something. Yeah.
A little spice to it.
It's always one guy. I mean, it's always a guy for whatever reason. It's out there showing off.
But those country dances where they're going in a circle with a partner and they dance around the whole dance floor, and then they spin, and then they do that with the arms coming down and over the girl and then spin her back around. That's all really cool to look at.
Yeah, that's really hard to do. It's very impressive.
And you know what I think the coolest thing about it is that you can watch a guy who's dancing like that, but as soon as the music goes off, he could whoop your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's not like the Dancing with the Stars professional guys. You look at them and go, they're Hollywood. They're a little more effeminate or whatever. Those country ass dancers. Put a boot in your ass.
Absolutely.
Put a boot in your ass.
It's the American way.
Don't mistake my fancy feet,
Fancy footwork.
my fancy footwork for pain.
Don't you think these twinkle toes won't put a boot in your ass? Call me Twinkle Toes.
We'll put a boot in your ass.
I don't know how they do it in those tight ass jeans though. God.
Yeah, tucked in shirt like they look. I mean, they're clearly they prepared for that night. They don't look like slobs or anything. Hat on, shirt tucked in, ready to dance.
Yeah, dressed like Lou Diamond Phillips in every part he's had since La Bamba.
Yeah. How very specific.
Always plays the guy that is telling white men about the res, what goes on the res.
Yeah.
The go-between.
So a lady named Michelle has DM'd and said, can any of you on the show do the cha-cha slide or Cupid shuffle?
No.
Well, the cha-cha slide's not that hard because you just said they tell you what to do.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I
Two
can
steps
do
to
that,
the
but
left. Whatever.
I can't do the electric slide or anything like
Yeah,
that.
I don't know how to do the Cupid
The
shuffle.
electric slide.
What happened to the gator? That used to be a big thing.
Yeah, when you hit the floor, just
Yeah, that was always for those guys that just didn't give a damn about stuff.
Gator.
Like
Is that like
what frat guys used to be like? They just jump on the floor and don't you just go on your back and
start
start
flopping
kicking?
around. Yeah, somebody else, and they flop hit the floor and just flop around.
Because wasn't it in
Animal House.
In Animal House, yeah.
Oh,
They're all the John Belushi
Yeah,
types.
when they were doing shout. A little bit softer now. A little bit, and then when it got a little bit louder, somebody would yell "Gator," and they would all just fall over on the floor, then jump up.
White people.
Oh.
A little bit louder now.
I love that song,
Yeah, that was the
but I'm
first.
not getting on the float.
That was the first concert I attended in college. We moved into the dorm on a Sunday, and on Tuesday at LSU's at Alex Box Stadium, the baseball stadium, they had a free concert with a ton of beer, and it was Otis Day and the Knights.
Really?
Are you sure?
From Animal House.
Are you sure? I mean, because a few minutes ago you were doing a cha-cha slide in high school.
No, I'm positive. I'm positive about this one.
That sounds old. That might be true.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one's true.
It's been around forever.
Yeah, and I watched that fight broke out at the end of it, and a girl just punched a guy in the face so hard broke his nose. And I was like, damn, that was impressive.
Damn.
Hey, welcome to Baton Rouge.
I was like, all right, man, college is going to be awesome.
Welcome to the Red Stick. That's what Baton Rouge means. Red
Oh,
Stick.
really?
Yeah. Rouge.
Baton Rouge.
Red.
But I think it's a Native American term, not French Canadian. Right?
Yes, that's correct. That's why they have the.
Lou Diamond Phillips taught me that in his last movie.
That's why they have the. I don't even,
like
I even
him.
know this. I do too. At LSU, there are some Indian mounds that are very famous. Do what?
Nice
Native
ones.
American.
Sorry, they're Native American, but they're.
What is red stick?
It's just
What is it a reference
but like a baton that's rouge colors. How the translations think of it that way.
Oh.
And you mean why would they call it red
Yeah, I
stick?
don't understand the reference.
Oh, I don't know.
It says Pierre Lamoine d'Iberville's writings refer to an area of Istrama or Red Stick. That's so somebody called it that for one reason or another.
And where we live in North Carolina should be called red mud.
Yep.
God, this is one of the only things I hate about living here is the red clay mud. There's no regular soil, dirt.
Yeah.
It's always just that red clay crap. That's why I'm trying to move. I finally had enough of it. 27 years or whatever it's been.
It's plenty.
They don't have that shit in Florida. Make America Florida. Tell you that. But handsome husband Michael is also really good at the line dances. Like he can wobble
Really?
like nobody's business.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, he do the wobble.
Wobble, baby, wobble.
He was dancing with Jody the other night.
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
Yeah, they always like. We went to Chattanooga and they got this row of clubs. You know, there's the country playing country music where they do the line dancing. There's a '90s one right next door, and so forth. So yeah, they would go do the line dancing. And Jenny and I would shoot tequila with the locals. Want to fight?
It all works out just fine.
She doesn't strike me as a dancer.
I told you she's never even as much as moved her head to a beat since I've known her.
That's crazy.
Never ever. We were in the car the other day and Michael Jackson's song "Will You Be There" came on, and I said, "Do this with me, Jenny. It won't count as dancing." I was doing it. Except I was slapping my thighs with it. She wouldn't do it.
Did she sing Jelly Roll?
Nope.
No.
Really?
Doesn't sing it as much as she loves the Jelly Roll. She doesn't even groove to it. Doesn't even as much as, like I said the other day, tap her foot to a beat. But you know what? I never saw my dad do that either. My dad never, he wasn't into music like that.
So when you're at this concert and she's like, this is like her number one guy, what is she doing?
Just standing there watching and smiling, and then every now and then you look over at her and she'll go, "He's badass." He's badass. He's badass.
But that's it.
Yeah, drinking beer.
Badass.
What?
Now Michael's dancing and grooving, and he's singing along with it and all that. She's just standing there smiling, drinking beer.
She is at least smiling.
Oh yeah, she loves it.
She's
loves
enjoying it.
Yeah, just that though. She doesn't want to go to any other concerts.
Funnier than
Jelly
your
Roll.
average podcast. This is the Extra Funny Podcast, presented by Neogenics. Find out more about Neogenics at acetj.com/Neogenics. More Extra Funny podcasts next.
Coming up tomorrow on Ace TJ TV.
The Ace and TJ podcast and radio show will be back tomorrow morning, live at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. You can watch or listen on the Ace and TJ app. I know Ace and TJ have some hilarity and some genius up their sleeves for Thursday morning show. So go check out the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show starting live, 9 Eastern, 8 Central on the Ace and TJ app, or get caught up later on all major podcast platforms.
It's the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show, live starting at 6 Eastern, then available on demand anytime once done after 9. This is Ace TJ TV. Thanks for watching Ace TJ TV. Please make sure you like and subscribe. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's Ace. I got a little project going here in my backyard. You'll see down there, that's a putting green. Going to be some beautiful Bermuda grass around it, all to get ready for the Ace and TJ golf tournament to benefit Peyton's Promise. Yes, we're throwing a golf tournament Monday, November 13th. It's going to be at North Stone Country Club, and we want you to be a part of it. We want your company to be a sponsor. We want you to get some buddies together and come out and play and help us raise money for Peyton's Promise. That's how we do things like breaking and entering Christmas and so much more, especially work for kids throughout the area. So get the details at acetj.com/golf. That's acetj.com/golf to be a part of our Ace and TJ's golf tournament Monday, November 13th at North Stone Country Club. Now the truth, this isn't my house, and I'm just out here working, helping these people build this thing. So I got to go change shirts now, okay?
If you have nagging pain in your joints, muscles, tendons, and ligaments, you may be able to get rid of that pain with no surgery, no medications, and no downtime, thanks to Neogenics, the most trusted stem cell clinic in the Carolinas, now in Ballantyne and Lake Norman. Get details at acetj.com/Neogenics.
Lift!
You've heard of our all-star delivery team.
All 5 stars, every customer, every time.
But until now, you had no idea the rigorous training it takes to have the best delivery team in the business.
That's it. Pivot. Pivot.
Get this sofa for just $7.99 and have it delivered by the best in the biz, only at Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture.
So proud of him.
Sounds like a sweet delivery to me.
This pepperoni was carefully placed by hand by a pizza maker at Papa John's. Just like this one, and that one over there. Ooh, and even these in the crust. Get yourself the new Epic Pepperoni Stuffed Crust Pizza, only at Papa John's.
Everybody want to be like me? Yeah. Presented by Neogenics. Find out more at acetj.com/neogenics. Now, Ace and TJ.
Neo. Earlier on the regular old show, we were talking about something that, well, this was in that YouGov out of the UK. So obviously they listen to our show as well to get their material, because they did a whole big thing about millennials and Gen Z watching every TV show with subtitles on, which we've talked about many times. And so obviously people all over the world come to us for material. There's a guy on the radio and on TV, and he's an author, and he's considered one of the top constitutional scholars living today. His name's Mark Levin, and he calls people backbenchers, the ones who take his material and use it later. Backbenchers. So YouGov is backbenchers to us, just so you know. So anyway, there is still, as many times as we've talked about this, and as many times as the millennials on the show have explained why they leave the subtitles on all TV shows, the one I don't understand, and it's listed here as one of the main reasons that people say they do this, is because it makes it easier to multitask. Mm-hmm. All right, I don't explain what you're doing, how subtitles help you do that while watching TV.
I'm on my phone.
Okay, doing what?
Playing, surfing the web, playing games.
Okay, Riggins, what are you doing?
On my laptop, usually, looking at my phone.
All right, so here's my question. How do you read your phone and read the TV screen at the same time? How does that make it? It seems like it would be the other way around. Like, I turn the volume up so I can multitask and I can hear what's going on the TV while I'm playing a game on my phone or reading my email.
Because when you're watching a show, there's a lot of things to take in other than what's being said. Mm-hmm. There's a set, there's lighting, there's 3 different characters. If you can quickly glance up and just boop, 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 you can get a gist. You're not reading every word on either device, but you're getting the gist from just pop up while also hearing it, peripherally. But you don't need the whole show. You just need to see the dialogue. Read it real quick. Pop up. Okay.
Yeah, I can read faster than they speak. So if I just look up and read the line, I can go back down quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that makes sense. Because I'm automatically thinking if you're multitasking, you're doing other things that would require sight.
Yeah.
How would words on the screen make it better for you? But I guess that's
you're not taking
because you don't want the whole entertainment of the show.
Yeah.
You just basically want the an audio. Well, not even an audio book, because you're still having to read the words.
Yeah, it's
but you don't want the full production and all isn't important to you, or facial expressions or things like that. You'd rather play a video game and then read the words just to get the text of what they're saying.
Yeah, if it's not something that involves your full, attention, and a lot of shows are like that.
Yeah.
You can kind of get it. If there's dialogue between 2 people, you don't need to see it.
And if it's a really, really interesting show, I will put the phone or whatever down. Like Game of Thrones, I never was on my phone whenever I was watching it.
But you still left the subtitles on.
Yeah.
And why? Why would you do that?
Sometimes it's too quiet. Like sometimes they're whispering in the show.
Yeah, I hate that.
Okay, yeah.
I hate that. That's one of my pet peeves. when actors think that the only way to be dramatic is by whispering, you know.
Yeah.
I remember my Nana was the first to point that out. She'd watch soap operas and she'd talk about those damn women on those soap operas. And if my Nana was cussing, then she was mad. She said they have to try to sound so sexy all the time and you can't hear them. They just whisper and have a second. And she was mad at my papa one day, and the soap opera was on, and she was yelling at him, and then she got her attention back on the show, and the next thing you know, she's yelling, "Speak up, you damn fool!" at the TV because those women were whispering. Even men do that all the time now. And I can see where you may want. I just turn it up. I do that thing that some people do where they adjust the volume and turn it up.
The one that I do get, because you get so many shows from around the world and things like Netflix and Prime and all that kind of stuff, I get it with accents. Because a lot of if you're watching a show if you're watching an English show, sometimes the accents can be difficult, and I get turning the closed captioning on to help you make sure you don't miss a word with an accent. I do kind of understand it in that case.
Yeah. But then I look at it like you shouldn't be watching something that foreign anyway.
Okay.
If you're trying to watch something that is so foreign that the accents are not easily understood by Americans, then you need to watch something else. Put on Three's Company or something.
Three's Company.
Knock on our door. Put on damn Patton.
We've been waiting for you.
George C. Scott.
Any shows from the current era?
You can have anything from the 80s in there.
I find it hard sometimes with there's a show called Afterlife. Ricky Gervais.
Oh yeah, you love that show.
Yeah, I do. But sometimes they speak too fast. But then I'll just maybe rewind it a second and hear it again because it does me no good to read the words because I want to hear the inflection they use and because a lot of it's comedy.
Yeah.
And comedy doesn't read as well as it as well as it comes across when you're hearing and watching it.
Yeah, that probably explains why I wasn't a big fan of the UK version of The Office.
Maybe, yeah. Because I mean, I thought it was pretty good. And that movie that he made about that character, where he was trying to have a band. There are also a couple of shows that I've watched that are Australian, that are kind of that way, where it's hard to understand sometimes. But I work through it.
Yeah, there's a show out now called Fisk. That's on Netflix, and I think it's kind of funny, but it can be hard to follow sometimes. It's Australian.
Fisk.
Mm-hmm.
And I watch subtitles on everything, but the one time when it was too many subtitles was that show Peaky Blinders on Netflix. I don't have a clue what they're saying, and I'm not going to watch an entire season relying on the subtitles.
I've thought about watching that show. I hear great things.
My dad's watched every episode. It says the greatest thing that's ever been on television. And I've tried. It's critically acclaimed. I'm not going to read everything.
And you know what else pisses me off? Is when I'm going through and I'm watching trailers to see if I might like what's new up there or whatever. And when I click on one of them that looks good, like I'll read the synopsis, and then I'll turn on to see the clip, and it's overdubbed because it's foreign.
Yeah.
I'm like, why did I waste my time even? I'm not watching anything that's overdubbed.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm not watching that at all.
I forgot what I watched today. I had that happen. It started and it was like, wait a minute, I didn't know this was overdubbed, and I gave it about 3 minutes and gave up on it. I go, never mind, not interested.
No.
What does overdubbed mean again?
When they're speaking a foreign language, but there's English dubbed over the top of it, and the words don't match the lips.
Yeah. I can't do it like if the regulars it's their actual voice, but it's not synced up with their lips moving. I have to turn that off as well.
How does that play into like when you're watching anime and stuff?
I don't watch a lot of anime that is in Japanese. I can only listen to it like I watch it regularly when it's the ones that are in English.
Oh, and that's an overdub, isn't it?
But if he's watching anime, he's masturbating. So
yeah, he's all action.
Good point.
He's occupied. This is what
There's more of the Extra Funny podcast from the Ace and TJ Show next.
More of the Extra Funny podcast is coming up on Ace TJ TV. Today on Ace TJ TV. It's Wednesday. Watch the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show live from 6 to 9 Eastern, or watch anytime on demand after 9. Then it's Extra Funny live at 9 Eastern and available anytime on demand after 10. And at 11, it's a new episode of Ace's podcast, Meaningful Meeting, available on demand. Ace TJ Prime Plus members, today, discover the Extra Funny podcast and the 15 minutes of Extra Funny only available to Ace TJ Prime Plus members. It's Ace TJ TV, available at acetj.com, the Ace and TJ app, or at our YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Ace TJ Show.
Hey, let's talk about pain for just a second. If you've been told that you have a torn rotator cuff, or your knee is bone to bone, or you need a hip replacement, that's going to be the only option that you have, or some sort of a bulging disc in your low back, and you're looking for an alternative to surgery with no medications and no downtime, well, these are specific reasons why so many people have turned to our friends at Neogenics. The professionals, the doctors at Neogenics have life-changing stem cell therapy waiting for you.
We're talking about getting rid of that nagging pain without surgery, without downtime. And the best part about it is they've got a 90% success rate because they do things the right way every day. And it all starts with a realistic assessment of whether or not they believe they can help you. Here's what you do. You get a free consultation right now. Just call 704-727-6551, 704-727-6551, or go to acetj.com/neogenics. That's acetj.com/neogenics, where all you have to lose is pain.
The next Ace and TJ live on location show will be at Overflow at Langtree, exit 31 off I-77.
Get details at acetj.com/overflow. That's acetj.com/overflow. Overflow, sponsor of Ace TJ Live. It doesn't matter what you want to do. You can have a great time doing it this summer in Gaston County, North Carolina. Hiking, biking, paddling, great places to eat, drink, shop. Go to acetj.com/Gaston to see all the great stuff happening this summer in Gaston County, North Carolina. Check your calendar real quick and see what you're doing Monday, November 13th. Oh, you're free? Well, then get signed up today for Ace and TJ's golf tournament to benefit Peyton's Promise. It's all happening Monday, November 13th at Northstone Country Club in Huntersville, North Carolina. To get signed up, just go to acetj.com/golf. We also want your company involved. acetj.com/golf. Whether you're interested in playing, being a sponsor, or both, get signed up and get the details today at acetj.com/golf.
And download it wherever you want. This is Ace and TJ's Extra Funny Podcast.
Riggins was just telling us about his dad being a snob on something. Yeah. That's well, I can kind of see it though. I mean, he's the type.
He kind of is.
Well, Rob was talking about how he just bought a bunch of Totino's frozen pizzas and he loves them. And that was all we had growing up when I was a kid. We didn't even have a pizza restaurant, so to speak, in our town until I was in high school. It was called the Pizza Inn.
Yeah,
and it was a national chain. But yeah, and there weren't a bunch of different types of frozen pizzas available back then. It was just basically Totino's, and the kind that just comes in a white box with black letters on it. It says pizza.
Wasn't
generic?
Wasn't the party pizza wasn't that Monica's favorite thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Monica used to work for us.
Which was a Totino's.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a Pizza Inn, and then we had BJ's.
Sounds like a great night to me.
No, it was at BJ's Pizza House.
The frozen,
it was originally called Johnny's.
The frozen pizzas would come. Those Totino's would come in cheese, pepperoni, and the pepperoni was diced like it is now. Yeah. Sausage, and beef hamburger pizza. Beef, yeah. Mm-hmm. And that was it. That was all, we had. And that was where I realized when I was a kid that I hated Italian sausage because I always hated it.
Well, don't let the Totino's Italian sausage.
But I've had
it
since. Okay. I've had it since in other forms. I just don't like it. I just don't like it.
Yeah, and I would still get down on a Totino's pizza today. Or Totino's pizza today.
Yeah, me
but,
too.
Yeah, my mom made one, I guess, when like in the middle of the day, like a lazy day, and my dad was like, "I'm not eating that." He's like a snob for a fat guy.
I was gonna say, is that because historically being from Chicago and Chicago pizza, he's got some kind of thing about I'm not eating a frozen pizza?
I don't think so.
No, because
I
he'll
think
eat
he's
those
just-
frozen home run pizzas.
Yeah,
man.
and they,
Okay.
they'll eat. I think they'll eat other stuff, but yeah, no, I just think he's like a picky fat guy. I mean, he's like very specific about the lettuce in his salad, and it's like, what
What do you
hell
mean
do
he's specific about the lettuce?
Yeah, he doesn't like certain kind of lettuce. Like he likes the iceberg lettuce, and that's it.
I would say I'm pretty picky for a fat guy too.
Now, when that intern said that to you, Rob, you took offense to it. Remember that?
No. Is that true?
Yeah, it was that intern that wore the like the heavy metal clothes and stuff. He drew his logos on his jacket. We called him Spike, didn't we?
Spike, yeah.
Oh,
Spike.
I don't remember him saying that, but it does sound like
Yeah,
something I would say back.
he said that, and then he was like, because I'm fat too, so I know, whatever.
TJ's right. He did say that to you. Which you got mad.
You were like,
I could say it about myself.
Right.
No one else.
Yeah, I agree with you, Rob. I don't want to hear you say it. I totally get it.
I totally forgot
yeah,
about that.
makes
TJ's right.
That makes sense. I get it.
He told me.
But that's, he was one of those people that would just say whatever hit him,
You got nothing to lose.
and then sit there like, what? She does look pregnant. What?
Oh my gosh.
Oh God. She is being a bitch today. Is she not?
That's funny.
But yeah, some of the frozen pizzas now, some of them are as expensive as if you went to a real pizza place and got a pizza.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. And there's 1,000 of them.
Mm-hmm.
There's 1,000 brands of frozen pizza.
Yeah, the Walmart brand stuffed crust ones are like $7 or $8.
Are they good?
They're pretty good.
Walmart stuffed crust.
Yeah.
And didn't you say you went and tried the Dave Portnoy brand of frozen pizza?
It was okay.
What do they call One Bite? Something?
I think it's One Bite Pizza. I think that's
Yeah.
right.
Those things look terrible. Everything I've seen, I'm like, oh, those look awful.
Yeah, they're not good.
Yeah, they look like the type of pizza they have at a gas station.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And they're cheaper than the Walmart brand pizzas. So if that gives you any idea of the quality.
But I love pizza so much. Most of the time, I'm like, and this is the thing about difference in your dad and me, Riggins. I would just look at it like, okay, well, it's not great, but it's still pizza.
Still pizza.
Even
And
bad
and
pizza is pretty good.
Like those lean cuisine pizzas. I'll eat the crap out of those.
Yeah.
Love them.
The
Love
little 2.5 minutes, you flip the box over,
Yeah.
and it sits on the top of the box when you put it in the microwave. Those things are,
Hey,
I'm sorry, they're not great, but I do love them.
you put Tony's on it, man. You eat the hell out of that.
Ooh. Yeah. Put some Italian
That's
seasoning
crazy
on
though.
mine.
You're not having pizza growing up.
Yeah, no real pizza growing up ever.
You know, the Totino's only come in cheese, pepperoni, and combination now.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think there's another one like a Supreme or something, but I'm not getting that.
No, who would want that? Onions on a pizza. Get out of here.
It's a $2 pizza. Nothing supreme about it.
Yeah, that's one of those things. He's right that we always had those in my house. There was always
Yeah,
frozen
yeah.
Because my mom's like, if you're hungry, make yourself a pizza.
Yeah, sure.
You got stuff to do in here.
Yeah.
I also we had Red Baron deep dish singles when I was a kid too.
Red Baron deep dish single. How big were they?
They're like I don't know, like size of a. I don't have a good reference. I'm sorry.
Like the size of a normal personal pizza, or the size of one of those lean cuisine pizzas? Or are they bigger
probably,
than that?
Probably a little bit smaller than the lean cuisine one.
Because the Totino's aren't as big as they were when we were young.
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah, now you get that rectangle.
But you grow up in a small town. There are lots of things you see on television that you go, well, we don't have one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just like pizza in general, like you just didn't have pizza options. That's
But you would see
wild.
commercials for like Pizza Hut.
You didn't have pizza?
Oh, there's no Pizza Hut in town.
Yeah, because there wasn't even Papa John's when we were kids anywhere.
Yeah, that's probably a newer one.
Those are things that didn't exist.
Yeah. Well, I think I was in high school before I even knew what a Papa John's was. Of course, Papa is pretty young,
Yeah,
when it
it's
started
younger.
it. He's not much older than we are. So.
Right. Yeah, and that was my first, not my first job, but one of my first jobs. in high school, I was a delivery driver for BJ's Pizza House in Pineville, Louisiana.
Was BJ the owner?
No, it was a chain. It was originally called Johnny's, and then the two guys split, and it became known as BJ's. And
in the back room.
Yeah. But if you go in there today, it looks exactly the same. Like I'm not joking. Although they've moved some stuff to make room for a salad bar, and they've put in a pickup window on one side that used to be the back part where they had games you could play. I swear to you, the booths are the same, the tables are the same. The moment we walked in to eat in there, Amanda said, "And we're going to eat in here." And I said, "Yes, it's fantastic." And she goes, "Well, I've had this pizza before and it's good, but this place is disgusting."
Yeah, you can always look up at the air vents and tell.
Yeah, she did not see the beauty of being able to walk in there and go, "This is just like it was in 1986 when I graduated high school." You know?
Yeah, if you really are on the fence as whether or not you should stay and eat at a restaurant because of its cleanliness, look at the air vents. That'll tell you the story.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what,
up there,
damn draft beer is as cold as you've ever had in your life. And the pizza's, it's a little greasy but delicious.
This Heather says that the pizzas in the Walmart deli are really good.
Oh, I've seen those, like the take and bake.
Yeah. But again, by the time you pay for that, get home, cook it, clean up, you could have already had a Papa John's.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And all you got to do then is throw the box away.
Yeah, I mean, by all of that, you're just, by the time somebody's taking a Walmart pizza out of the oven, you got Papa John's, you're already finished with it, throwing the box away and sipping on the leftover garlic butter.
And they have deals all the time at Papa John's.
Yeah. But
we know, Rob, you sent us a picture of pizzas you're eating about. At least once a week we get a picture of the Papa John's pizza that Rob ordered.
So, Riggins, your dad is a pizza snob, salad snob, or lettuce snob, not
Lettuce
salad
snob,
snob.
yeah.
Lettuce snob. I'm with him. Iceberg is the best.
Yeah, he doesn't even like. I'm like, you don't even like a Caesar salad? No.
Well, I love a Caesar salad.
I do
but
too. Who doesn't?
Especially, I mean, I hate to get fooled sometimes when it's not a creamy Caesar dressing, though.
Oh, it's like a vinegar.
Yeah, an oil base.
Does it?
Whatever.
Does it make me weird that when I order a Caesar salad, I say instead of the Caesar, I want ranch? Because I know.
Yeah, because what?
Well, I know what toppings are going to come on that salad. It's just croutons and cheese usually.
Yeah.
Wait, say that again, Rob.
Yeah, so he gets a Caesar salad, but that he wants that romaine lettuce and the croutons and the Parmesan cheese.
Yeah,
but he doesn't want that dressing. He wants ranch dressing. I could see that.
I eat Caesar every once in a while, but
So
it's
he
all
gets a
cheese.
Caesar salad, hold the Caesar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold Caesar by the balls.
By the nuts and give me ranch. I'm a man.
It's the Ace and TJ Show with a little something extra. This is the Extra Funny Podcast.